welcome back to Rare Drop Radio. It is time for the Video Game Awards of 2009. Now, of course, these winners reflect our views, and I think that it's been a very good year for gaming all in all. What do you guys think?
Yeah, a lot. Like I said earlier, a lot of big name games came out this year. A lot of anticipated games, that we've been waiting for. Mostly sequels, though. I think this year has been the year for sequels, but 2010 will be the year of new games.
Really?
Kind of get where I'm coming from?
Heavy Rain next year.
Heavy Rain, Bayonetta. I'm excited.
Red Dead Redemption.
I mean, but think about that. You've also got God of War 3, you've got Bioshock 2, you got Mass Effect 2, you got Final Fantasy 13. I mean, it's still going to be way more sequels than new IPs, but it's always like that.
Yeah.
I mean, because if you got an IP that's doing well, what are they going to do? Milk it dry.
Yeah.
So,
and why wouldn't they?
Yeah, makes money, man. I can't blame them. So,
all right, well, let's start off with our very first award, and that is for Best Console. The nominees for this year are Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and the Nintendo Wii.
The PC doesn't even get
Where's
shot.
the TurboGraph? And the Super which, by the way,
where's the Sega CD? But yeah, it's been an exciting year for console gaming, and the console wars they've always been one of the things that have kept me in tune to the industry,
and
just
it's
wanting
one of the
to know.
things that keep me off message boards.
Oh, wow. People are crazy defensive about their consoles because they spend a lot of money on them, and in some ways I'm no different because, like, if a console is inferior, like a couple of months ago I said, man, like, the PlayStation 3 sucks compared to the 360. We were very vocal about that.
It was just too goddamn expensive, and they didn't have, that many great games. I mean,
at the time.
I mean, really, the last half of this year, the PS3 has made, like, leaps and bounds, I think,
But by the same token, Xbox 360 has continued to have strong software, and Wii has had some really interesting
just overall.
I mean, overall, had some good games.
Yeah, okay. I thought you said this year. Okay.
Well, this year too. Like, I mean, they had Punch-Out this year.
They had New Super Mario Bros. Wii. They had Miramasa. I mean, those are 3 really great games right there.
Yeah, I mean, the Wii hasn't.
I would be hard pressed to tell you 6 games that were really good.
But at least you gave me 3.
Exactly. Come on. What do you want?
We'll make a list.
It's not Wii Fit with balance board.
No. But Elias, do you want to announce the winner of the Best Console?
Sure. The winner of the Rare Drop Video Game Awards Best Console of 2009 is the PlayStation 3. Who would have thunk it half a year ago?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. But
the PlayStation 3 would win the hearts of those in Glasgow Towers, but
6 months ago, probably not even that long, we were bashing the hell out of Sony. I mean, we were really, really critical of Sony because they had just done so many stupid fucking things.
Yeah,
but you have to look at it this way: that look, Moose Gallon got a PS3, you guys got a PS3 this year, so I mean, they must be doing something right for you guys to buy it.
Half price compared to what it was when it came out, and then you got games like Uncharted 2. What was there? There's Demon's Souls came out for it.
Heavy Rain is coming out next year.
God of War 3 is coming out. I mean, you got to look at the future as well.
And I mean, third-party games have started to look much, much better. They're equal to Xbox 360 now, which before, basically, third-party games like Fallout were better on 360. So the PlayStation 3 has not only improved, but it's really starting to go neck and neck with the 360 now. Basically, they will continue to fight over second place compared to the Nintendo Wii, but it's a much more competitive console war instead of Microsoft just continually beating Sony over the head again and again.
Yeah, as long as it's not Japan.
Yes,
in which PlayStation is.
Well,
it's solid number 2.
Really, the handhelds are.
Really?
But we're not putting handhelds into this category.
That's because we, as a group, are not handheld players.
Moose Gallon plays handhelds, and
he plays some. But I mean, if we were to have a handheld awards, we would need Speedo here.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
Agreed.
But huge congrats to Sony and the PlayStation 3 because I'm really enjoying the unit now. I think that 2010 is going to be an even better year for Sony, and I would not be surprised if within 2 years they are pretty close to where Microsoft is for competing for second place. Which second place at this point is not bad. The Nintendo Wii is just so far ahead of everybody else.
Yeah, but it's just because they cater to like fucking moms.
I know, and I feel the same way.
And the top selling game of this year is Wii Fit for the Wii.
Well, the second one.
Well, no, I'm just saying the top selling game for the Wii.
Right.
Would be
number 2 is freaking
Wii Fit.
Mario Kart.
Yeah, it's like which Mario Kart I'll give because Mario Kart.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like the fact that Mario Kart was beaten by Wii Fit is kind of disgusting.
Yeah, I agree.
It's very weird.
Yeah, it is what it is. But the PS3, it's made a massive comeback.
And VG Head, you've enjoyed PlayStation 3 for a lot longer than we have. Like, you kind of would just sit here and kind of be quiet when we would start bashing the hell out of it.
Yeah, because that was the system I had. But now I'm glad that you guys see what I see.
Well, the thing is that you paid so much less for it when you got it and stuff. Yeah. Our main complaint with the PS3 was always, it's too goddamn expensive. Yeah. It's like, dude, are you insane?
Yeah, it was not in reach to the common consumer.
We always saw that it had potential and it had some good stuff. We always wanted to play Metal Gear Solid 4. Who didn't?
Which I need to give back to you, VG Head.
But whatever.
I know we weren't going to pay $500 for it or something.
Yeah.
Or $400, but $300 we can manage that.
Well, there was other stuff coming out by then too.
Yeah. So. But when we were bashing it, I'm sure you saw where we were coming from too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because it's certainly a couple of months back, developers were actually threatening to stop developing for the unit, and I think that's when Sony was like, "All right, we've really got to step it up." And also, I should mention too before we move on, their advertising campaign for PlayStation 3 is brilliant. I love those commercials with the guy, talking. It's like a video game montage,
And it's much, much better than the commercials they released a couple of years ago.
Oh.
Where it's a baby crying on the floor and there's black liquid everywhere.
That was the most
PlayStation 3. What the fuck?
PlayStation 3! We kill babies!
Yeah, what kind of school do those marketing specialists go to? It's are you retarded?
No, but I definitely like the kind of campaign that Sony is trying to pull for the PlayStation 3 now. They're essentially saying that the PlayStation 3 is your one-stop shop for entertainment, period. Which is a very
Blu-ray
good
player.
Yeah. Among other things like Netflix. Yeah. But see,
that's the thing that stands out about the PS3 though.
Right.
You can get this expensive player just by getting something that you play games with.
Actually, Blu-ray player's not as expensive anymore.
No, not really.
It's not $1,000 anymore. It's still kind of expensive.
But they're at least $100 usually.
$150,
considerably more. And if you consider that, if you want one of those anyway, it's okay, well, I'm paying $200 for games.
Yeah. Certainly, I've kind of hopped on the Blu-ray wagon, if I can talk tonight. I really, I got The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly on Blu-ray, and that movie, remastered in Blu-ray just looks ridiculously good. And for a movie that's 40 years old to look that good is kind of sinful, really.
It's sinful?
Kind of sinful. Shouldn't look that good, man.
But, one last thing, the real thing that sort of decided it for me, to hop on the PlayStation 3, hey, this should be the system of the year, is the fact that I just thought the exclusives of the PS3 were better this year.
Yeah.
Overall, I think that the quality of the exclusives were better.
And plus, you also played, I see over here, Valkyria Chronicles.
Yeah, which is, older than a year, but yeah.
I'm
that
just saying.
That game was hard as fuck.
Really?
Yeah.
It's
God, it's unforgiving, man.
And Metal Gear Solid 4, even though that's an older game, you go back and play that now, that's a terrific title to get with your system. It's, cheap now. And it certainly shows off the power of what the PlayStation 3 is capable of. So, yeah, you really can't go wrong, I don't think, with either system. But I feel that this year, everybody likes a good comeback story, and Sony certainly had that. And so that's why it is our winner for the best console of 2009. Our next category is the best action-adventure game for 2009, and it is loaded. So let's go down the list. We have Assassin's Creed 2, Arkham Asylum, Ghostbusters, Brutal Legend, Muramasa, New Super Mario Bros. Wii, Infamous, Prototype, and Resident Evil 5.
Okay.
So, all really strong games. I mean, out of those, like, I think, obviously, Resident Evil 5, Arkham Asylum, Muramasa, and New Super Mario Bros. Are probably what we discussed more than anything else. And Muramasa a little bit, too.
Before we actually announce what it is.
So, you want to go ahead and announce it?
Yeah, you do it.
All right, and the winner for the best action-adventure category is... Arkham Asylum.
For multi-platform.
For multi-platform. For me personally, this was just an amazing game. Like, I was really excited when I played the demo. But whenever you play a demo and you get excited, I've certainly come to learn that the final product is not always as good as you would hope. So I had reservations, but high hopes going into it. And Batman Arkham Asylum blew me away. Like, it far exceeded what I had ever hoped it to be.
Yeah, but that's good because I think the reason why Arkham Asylum won this group, the best action adventure, is because like all the other games were good. Like Infamous was good, Resident Evil 5 was good, again Assassin's Creed 2 was good. But I think Arkham Asylum innovated the genre, and also it just gave a new light to Batman, who is notoriously known for making crappy video games, right?
Yeah, and more than that, I mean, you really felt like you were Batman when you played him. You know, it wasn't like, oh, I'm a dude with a batarang running around and I can occasionally throw it while I punch dudes in the face. I mean, you know, it really gave you a sort of a very, you know, feeling of being like the Caped Crusader. You know, has access to so many different tools that Batman uses. You know, like his fighting style just seemed like the way Batman would move, you know, just cool stuff like that.
And plus, I love the environment. I love the atmosphere of the game because it really felt like it was a part of Gotham. And even though you weren't like in actual Gotham City, you were just in like one place, but it had that feel.
Yeah, you were on the island and you could see Gotham City from a distance, and you were like, "Ah, there it is," you know.
And like some of the presentation was also good, and as far as like the characters and like the bad guys in this game were so well made and so well presented, especially the one fight. I'm not even gonna I don't want to spoil it.
Like, was it a boss fight?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was awesome.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't.
I'm not sure which one in particular because there are several.
No. It's the one.
Can you say where it takes place?
Not really. you saw things.
Oh yes,
okay.
Yes, sir. That is probably
Yeah, see, like that one, and like something like that is not something you see in like a video game like these days. You know?
Yeah,
I really didn't like those parts very much.
Really?
I know that's not a popular opinion, but I mean, I thought the idea was really good.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
The execution was really bad.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Really, I liked it
because all you were doing was playing a stealth game, and I don't like that. It's like, quick, you better hurry so you don't get seen. It's like
I was into that, but.
What? I mean, like I said, I really liked the idea, but I didn't like the way it played out.
Okay, I got you.
But, you know, it was still a really neat moment. And, you know, I like how they resolved that whole deal. That was cool.
It's certainly something that...
I mean, I don't like Arkham Asylum as much as Jen Fei-Lung did. Because he just about wet his pants over it. But I really
gave it a perfect score. I mean,
you liked
it, know?
Yeah, I mean, he gave it a perfect score. I would have given it probably a 9. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Very good game.
But just imagine if the game was voiced by Christian Bale, how much worse the game would be.
Like, you couldn't understand it if Christian Bale had voiced Batman. But yeah, like, I mean, it definitely, like, it had some strong competition this year, as I started to say earlier, like Assassin's Creed 2, Muramasa, New Super Mario Bros., Infamous, Prototype, and Resident Evil 5, I think were the things that really all stood out this year. Particularly for me, Resident Evil 5, that, like, I almost wanted to give that best action adventure.
But, like Elias said earlier, it was pretty much just Resident Evil 4.
Yeah,
that was a good game. It was a very good game, don't get me wrong.
Right.
But as far as, like, something new, something fresh,
right.
Arkham Asylum.
Yeah,
definitely.
I agree. You know, for me, like, what really came close was Prototype, which is weird, because a lot of people either seem to not like Prototype or really like Prototype. And I'm on that end, just because it's insane. So, cool. Yeah. Awesome.
Next. Yes. All right, best RPG. We have Borderlands, Dragon Age Origins, Demon's Souls, and The City of Final Fantasy. So, RPG, a little weak this year.
Yeah, RPG, this was by far the weakest category.
I'm kind of sad because I think the RPG genre is dying. Like, I really...
a lot of it is that it's moved to the handheld market.
Star Ocean, The Last Hope, sucked so much balls, dude.
And just, like, a lot of RPGs that Square Enix made this year, like... Well, not really this year, but maybe, like, this year and like,
recently.
Last year. Yeah, like, Last Odyssey. Like, had...
I forgot that existed, actually.
Oh, see?
There you
go.
Holy crap.
You know, it's just that sometimes I miss, like, the days of, like, the original PlayStation.
Yeah.
When, like, RPGs were the genre to play.
That was the shit, man.
You know, like, and that's why, like, I'm like, that part of me, that part of me as a gamer is kind of fading away because I don't play RPGs as much as I can do anymore. Because, they do suck. They're so, like,
they try to, like, oh, we got to do something different, and then they try to do something different, and it ends up, like, not being as good as what worked. Yeah. It's like, why don't you just do what's good? Final Fantasy X was traditional, and it was great!
Because they focused on the story, which is what an RPG should always be about first and foremost.
And the combat was like, okay, you have turns, and you can see when your enemy has turns, and you can plan your strategy. And, you know, I mean, just simple. It's like, dude, it doesn't need to... You don't need to have to tell your AI how to do this and that, and...
See, you know what you're doing? You're secretly bashing Final Fantasy 12, and I don't.
I'm bashing that. Okay, well, Star Ocean. Okay, let's take a look at this. I'm just talking about, like, combat system in general that are lacking, in my opinion. You know, like, Star Ocean, it's like, you know, you're on a 3D plane, but the fact of the matter is that, like, you don't attack quickly enough. Like, I mean, there's just so many weird... I don't know.
Didn't the Tales of series start to become like that, too?
I haven't played a Tales game since Tales. Actually, no, wait. I played a demo for one of the Tales games. I don't remember which one it was. Like, Tales of Symphonia was the last one I know was great.
And then, like, the other Tales game...
might be good?
Vesperia? No, that's not the latest one.
I don't know.
Is it?
I can't keep... Those come out too frequently. Like, they come out with at least one of those a year, and I'm like, freaking hey, dude.
But I don't know. Like, I just want another good... Like, that's why I can't wait for Final Fantasy 13, is because that's going to be another... RPG that I get to play again.
Yeah, I don't know. Like we'll see how that turns out. I'm kind of.
It looks interesting to me. The only thing that I just don't like about 13 so far is the names. I'm like, lightning,
suds,
ice. Seriously?
I think they changed it. I think they changed their names. I'm not.
Are you really?
I think.
I would be happy if they changed it.
I mean, you'll have to look it up. You'll have to look it up and, like, vouch for it, but, yeah.
I don't know. Either way, I mean, I still want to play it.
Yeah.
But that bothers me.
I'm going to be there.
It's as bad as Battler from Umineko.
Battler.
It's like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
seriously,
definitely.
But, yeah.
But, I mean, it wasn't, like, a horror, like, not all was bad this year. I mean...
The problem is that there are no pure RPGs on the list other than Demon's Souls and Dragon Origins.
So, out of those two, VG Head, would you like to announce the winner of this?
Yes, and the winner for Best RPG by Red Red Radio is... Okay, Dragon Age Origins.
Alright!
Mainly because everyone who is a huge fan of Lord of the Rings loves this game for some damn reason.
That's because it's Lord of the Rings light, basically.
Yeah, see?
And the main reason that I go for it is the fact that it's a pure RPG.
Yeah.
Like, and I haven't played Demon's Souls, unfortunately, but that is too hardcore. Like, the average dude who plays games could not get into Demon's Souls.
Demon's Souls is more like, it's kind of like almost Monster Hunter, I think.
It's more hardcore than that, even, because, like, when you die, you lose all your experience you gained and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, like, if you die, you lose your experience. If you distribute it, you get to keep what you've distributed. Like, you know, if you've gained equipment, you lose items. I mean, you know, it's hardcore.
See, like,
and the enemies are, like, hard as crap. So, I mean, I want to play it because I'm a masochist, apparently. But, you know, it's not accessible. And I have a review of Dragon Age up on the site, and I gave it a 7.5.
Wow.
And for that to be RPG of the year,
it's a bad RPG.
That speaks volumes.
Yeah, it is sad that like RPGs have kind of fallen. I mean, but I will say that like JRPGs in general are not what they used to be. Like Japanese development, like Japanese development for so many RPGs has gone to handhelds now.
Yeah,
which is just not really our thing. You know,
it's very true.
And plus, JRPGs right now, especially for consoles, is such cookie cutter. You know,
yeah.
Like it's like there's there.
Save the world. You're a bunch of kids.
There's a formula, in each and every game, and it's like, oh, so stupid. It's like, oh god.
Yeah.
Like that was fun 10 years ago, but now it's just
we need something more.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. But a category that does not disappoint this year is best shooter. I mean, there are certainly a lot of robust titles in this list. Right. So let's go over those.
I agree.
Borderlands, Call of Juarez 2, Bound in Blood, Left 4 Dead 2, Modern Warfare 2, Wolfenstein, and Halo ODST. So,
that's some good stuff.
Man, VG Head, you're really the big FPS guy here, so I think maybe you should announce this one too.
Okay, alright. So, the winner for Best Shooter of 2009 for Rare Drop Radio is... Borderlands!
Alright,
okay,
Borderlands!
First of all, let's just say, before all the Modern Warfare 2 haters start, like, emailing us, like, bad.
And coming to snipe us.
Exactly. Actually, I'll let Elias take this, because he's the bigger Borderlands. He's the Borderlands player.
Put everything on him. It's his fault.
Well, I can say a lot. Like, I can say something.
All right.
Long can say something, but you have more experience.
But yeah, you're the guy who reviewed it. So.
Okay, well, basically, as for why it's chosen for Shooter of the Year over Modern Warfare 2, is essentially innovation. You know, it's because Borderlands was a unique experience that is unlike anything else really on the market. I mean, the closest thing you could kind of compare it to, at least genre-wise, RPG shooter is like Fallout 3, but it feels nothing like Fallout.
Like, I think, like, seriously, Fallout 3 should have had the same shooting mechanics as Borderlands.
Oh,
Borderlands
definitely.
Was the game that Fallout should have been.
Yes.
Yeah, in terms of how it played, I agree.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it could have, like, the same exploration aspect of Fallout because, I love that.
Yeah, I don't like VATS. I think that's a terrible part of Fallout 3.
Yeah. You should be able to...
I do not want to stop combat to be like, oh, I'm going to aim at the head now. I'm like, no, I want to aim at his head.
And I want to get massive damage based on my skill other than luck.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, God, so annoying. If I hit him, I hit him.
Yeah, not like, miss. I hit him with a bat! How can I miss with a bat?
I know.
Yeah.
Oh,
ridiculous. God, it's so annoying. But anyway, Borderlands. I mean, Borderlands, it's awesome because it captures a sort of, I mean, like I said in my review, it's like I gotta catch them all feel of like, just progression is just fantastic in that game. You get a better gun, you feel like you can just mow through dudes more. You gain a level, you feel like, you can take on these dudes who are giving you such a hard time so much easier. You get a new skill, or you add an element to your special move, you can tell a big difference because of that. It's just there's so many different variations. It's like MMO light in a way, but it's got the action of a full blown shooter.
Yeah,
and that is just freaking awesome. I mean, the only thing you could really criticize about Borderlands is that it doesn't have the replay value of a lot of other shooters, because frankly, it's about the campaign. Like, there's arenas and stuff, but I mean, there's not like maps to do like crazy stuff that games like Modern Warfare 2 can do.
Right.
But the fact of the matter is that it's just a really unique experience that, it looks like they're going to continue to release like downloadable content and expand on it and stuff. So I think it's only going to get better in the future, and I totally can't wait for more and more Borderlands.
Yeah, that is certainly a game I would like to own at some point, because we just, we rented it and reviewed it and everything.
Yeah.
But that is a game that will kind of keep on giving, I believe.
I mean, it's amazing, because I really didn't know about Borderlands until like right before it came out, and I was like, dude, this looks awesome.
A lot of times those games are the best.
Yeah. Alright, but I do want to explain why the other games didn't win, just because the shooter genre is just like one of the bigger genres.
Yeah, we definitely need to talk about that.
Of this generation, I think, and plus it's small enough that I can talk about it.
Right.
Okay, first of all, Call of Juarez 2.
Awesome game.
Awesome game, but...
Really, really
terrible,
good. But
multiplayer
was horrible.
Yeah.
Like, it was unfinished.
I mean, in the graphics didn't live up to today's standards.
Yeah, like, particularly the character models. Like, the backgrounds looked really good. But there was still some pop-in even there.
Yeah, I think it was more an issue of animations than anything.
Yeah, I think so. But I will say that, like, as far as capturing that spaghetti western feel, it really nailed that.
Yeah, it actually had a good story.
The story was good. The voice work was good.
Oh, wait, this is the one where you were like the Civil War dude
yes.
at the beginning of the game.
Yes.
I like that part. I was like,
really good.
It's like a Civil War shooter.
Well, it starts in the Civil War, but then it goes into you start in Georgia and then you end up in the Wild West. You end up in Mexico. I mean, the stages are big, they're diverse. I really enjoyed that game a lot, but I'm a big fan of spaghetti western movies and, just good westerns in general, which there are very good westerns and there are very bad western movies. Right. Let me just say that. But yeah, Call of Juarez 2, I love the single player mode, but that game had some problems that certainly prevented it from being Game of the Year.
Yeah.
Or Shooter of the Year, I'm sorry.
I mean, it was a good game, but compared to a lot of other games on this list, it just didn't measure up.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright, Left 4 Dead 2. I'm not going to talk much about it. Good game, but more of the same.
Same formula, man. That's the problem.
It didn't innovate.
Yeah.
It's like, guys, if they try to do this with Left 4 Dead 3 next year, it's not going to fly. Not nearly as well.
Because it's the same shit over and over again.
It's like, guys, that is not a game that you can do annually.
Alright, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Only reason why it didn't win was because Borderlands won over innovation. Modern Warfare 2, very good game, but it's the same game from Call of Duty 4.
Yeah,
I mean,
with
it's
more
just
fancy things. Kind of like the whole Left 4 Dead syndrome.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right.
Even though it's something that people are obsessed over, it's it just didn't present anything new enough and different enough.
Right. Okay, Wolfenstein. I can't really say much about Wolfenstein because I haven't played it.
I liked Wolfenstein a lot. Like, I felt that game was also very innovative as far as the guns went. But I haven't played the multiplayer, I will say that. And
quite honestly, I'm tired of shooting Nazis. I'm tired of the whole Nazi being a bad guy thing.
What about super Nazis?
Which there are those in this game.
That's what I'm talking about.
I mean, the thing is, it's a very good game, but again, even compared to Left 4 Dead 2, it's not as good as Left 4 Dead 2. It's not as good as Modern Warfare 2. And frankly, I like Call of Juarez a little bit more than Wolfenstein. So, it's good and it's worth playing, obviously, because it's on this list, but it's definitely nowhere near Borderlands standard.
Right. Okay, and then last Halo ODST. Reason why I didn't win is because you can't release a half-assed game or an incomplete game.
Yes, sir. And charge $60 for it.
Yeah. It didn't feel like a complete story. It was just kind of like, hey, here's this side story about these dudes.
Yeah. I mean, it was a fun run, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't a bad game by any stretch of the imagination, but I mean, it wasn't a full entry into the Halo franchise.
It should, like you guys said earlier, it shouldn't have been $60.
Yeah. $40 is what I think it should have been.
Or definitely. Maybe, even if it was an episodic release.
Like a downloadable thing?
Yeah, kind of like what they're doing with Liberty City Stories.
Yeah, totally.
Because how much are those?
They're like 20, 25, 30.
See, like that. If they did that for Halo ODST, I bet you they would have sold more.
I think so.
And it would have made everyone else happy because
considering they sold 2 million units, I think they're probably pretty happy still.
Well, still, it was
you can disgust us, but
it was a dirtbag move. But,
because it was originally supposed to come out for less. That's what really sucks about it.
The market is there, though, and people bought it.
Pretty much, yeah.
I don't understand.
I mean, if you release a game called Halo Cookie Pie Maker, I mean, I'm pretty sure it'll sell too because of what Halo's in.
As long as you put a picture of Master Chief or a dropship on it or something.
I love Halo 3, and we rated that game, I think, a 9. But, 3 years later or whatever, Halo 3 ODST is more of the same, and shooters have innovated far past that.
And like I said, especially with this genre, it's all about innovation. What can you do?
Exactly.
What will make you stand out from the crowd, right?
Exactly, because there's just so many FPSs that come out every year.
And that's why, like, for example, Mirror's Edge, we can say the same exact thing about Mirror's Edge, that it was a short-ass game and there's not a lot into it. But guess what? It did something so brand new that it took everyone by storm.
And you notice something, that's another game I loved.
Yeah.
Because it innovated. It was different,
Maybe I'm just a sucker for that kind of thing.
No, I mean, I love that game.
Hell yeah, man.
Like, I got frustrated with it at times, but I thought it was a very good start to that franchise.
It makes me sick that game sold so bad that, like, they even thought about not making a sequel. And now the sequel they are making has a very small team, so it's probably not gonna.
Well, you know what though? Sometimes like those,
vein.
Like I wonder how small the team is because like Arkham Asylum had a team of like 50, 60 people.
Yeah, you told me about
and that game is one of the best titles to come out this year.
But then again, you said like it's been delayed a lot, so they took a lot of time to make that game.
Yeah, it certainly got delayed, but that extra time allowed them to do more, and I think that if you got to delay a game to make it better. Do that as long as it's not like a stranglehold thing where the game is just too short to begin with.
Right. Yeah, I mean that's the Nintendo thing, man. It's like a quality or a standard of quality. They won't release their games unless it's like freaking awesome.
Yeah. Best online multiplayer. We have Brutal Legend, Borderlands, Call of Juarez 2, Bound in Blood, Left 4 Dead 2, Modern Warfare 2, Uncharted 2. Street Fighter 4, and Tekken 6.
Sounds a lot like the shooter list.
Well, somewhat. We got some good stuff in there, too.
Yeah, I know.
But this category is, again, like, whether it's 2 players or 16 on a map, these are games that you want to play online.
I just noticed something. Why the hell is Halo not on that list?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. All right, Halo 3, ODST.
Somehow I don't think it's going to win.
Yeah, no. All right, and should I announce the winner for this one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Actually, you know what? No, I want to announce the next category. So,
okay.
Elias.
What? Me?
Yes.
The winner is Modern Warfare 2.
Woo!
Yeah, I fought for that, by the way, guys.
This was a category that was pretty stacked, but in the end, when you think, okay, what game am I going to come back to over and over again throughout the year?
Not really. I mean, I don't think there was much competition with this one other than Left 4 Dead 2. Really? I mean,
yeah.
And maybe Uncharted 2.
And Borderlands was certainly a contender.
No. Remember, I told you straight up, the Borderlands has too many problems with its online play, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't give that multiplayer, like, best multiplayer of the year.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
But VG Head, take it away. Talk about Modern Warfare 2. And,
oh, God.
And why it's such...
I play it almost every day, that's why.
I mean,
tell us what sets it apart and makes its multiplayer so much more compelling than, say, something like, I don't know...
Left 4 Dead 2.
Because there are so many ways to play online. Not like, okay, for example...
Even just how you customize your character, or, like, how the maps are separate and, like,
everything.
Defined,
like,
or...
The game is so, like, maybe it's just me being biased, but the game is so balanced that even if you suck, there's some way you can play the game or just set your weapons or set your skills that you won't suck and it'll actually work to your advantage. That kind of thing. Like, if you like sniping, then pick all the weapons and the perks that help you snipe. If you like just fucking running in and, like, slapping people on the face, there are weapons and perks for that, too.
That's awesome.
And each level... Like, each online map is made so well that you can't really, like, especially in, like, Halo 3 and stuff like that, you can just hide in a crevice and no one will find you. You know?
Yeah, totally.
Like, I'm pretty sure you guys have, like, seen that.
Oh, yeah.
I've done
it.
Yeah. But essentially, like, in the maps of Modern Warfare 2, there is not a single spot that you can hide where you can't get sneaked up from behind. That kind of thing.
Which is one thing that I really thought this one did so much better than the first, because, like, man, someone could get up and, like, snipe everybody in the last game, and Modern Warfare 2 really corrected that.
Right. And see, in this game, like, yeah, the maps are big, and yes, there are sniper spots, but I have killed so many snipers, and they never saw it coming, that, like, it kind of equals out itself.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I actually have, one of my classes is I call a camper hunter. That if you're camping, I will find you and
Very
I will
nice.
destroy you.
I really like that.
Now you're the kind of player that like Moose Gallen hates because he loves to camp and snipe.
Oh no,
no. Which I love it because Moose Gallen will try to do that even like in games where that doesn't really work very well. It's like, oh no, Moose Gallen, move, man, move!
You can't stay in one spot because, I assure you, if you snipe me once, I'm finding you and I'm killing you. But anyway, like the online's so good because there's so many people playing it. It's never hard to get into a room, and some people that you play with are really, really, really good. Some people that you play with really, really, really suck.
Like Yun Fei Long.
But like I said, there's so many ways to play. The game is really balanced, and it's good. And there are initiatives to play. You can level up. You can get new fancy shit for the weapons that you use. You can level up like specific perks as well. So if you use one special ability a lot, it'll only get better.
That's neat.
So it's just.
I mean, I didn't realize you could actually level up perks.
Yeah, you can level up perks this time around.
That's pretty cool.
So just a tremendous game all around, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I enjoyed the online aspect for it, and I'm finding all different ways to play it online and to kill dudes online. And especially after a stressful day, nothing's better. Like shooting an AI is one thing, but knowing when you shoot another person halfway across the world, that person's saying "fuck," and you're saying, "Yeah."
All right, but the next category is probably my personal favorite, and I guess the last one was probably yours, VG-Head. Or actually probably shooter, right?
Well, I like shooters, yeah.
But he plays online multiplayer more than anything for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, but as far as fighting fighting games totally.
Yes, fighting games is our next category, and that's my personal favorite. So let's go down the list. We have BlazBlue, King of Fighters 12, Fight Night Round 4, Street Fighter 4, Tekken 6, UFC Undisputed, and WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2010. And the winner for this category is Street Fighter 4.
And why is that, Yun Fei Long?
I can think of no game that captured the nostalgia factor, yet also managed to deliver on all its promises and make it new again than Street Fighter 4. It was just such an experience after so many years to be able to, play Street Fighter again. Because Street Fighter Alpha, we would play that all throughout high school.
Oh yeah, I remember our Alpha parties.
Yes, but Street Fighter 4 just took the franchise, took everything that was good about it, pretty much, and put it in a modern day game. In a modern 2D game as well.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were worried, with the sort of shift in style and, the sort of 3D look and, basically we're worried that it would get too far away from its roots.
Right.
But, it really didn't. It kind of stuck with what made Street Fighter. It had that tight, control.
Yeah, it had, exactly. It was as tight as a 2D fighter.
Right.
But still was 3D.
Which really amazed me, because no other 3D fighter had really been able to capture that. Of course, it is technically 2D. I guess you would say 2.5D.
Yeah, I think that's what they call it. But it really, the camera pans around and stuff for supers. I mean, it just has a really stylistic look, but it's still a 2D fighter. It still plays like one. It still feels like Street Fighter, which, most people still contend, one of the Street Fighter games is usually someone's favorite fighting game, if not, Tekken.
Yeah.
Or Soul Calibur.
There's Soul Calibur.
Now, speaking of Tekken, let's talk about the games on this list. Now, Tekken 6 was also a very good fighter, but it didn't innovate as much as Street Fighter 4. Graphically, yes, it was better, but it played the exact same, and the story mode was just garbage.
I mean, I'm kind of tired of Tekken, but I've been tired of Tekken since Tekken 3.
You've been tired of Tekken for a long time.
Yeah, so I'm not really exactly the best guy to refer to for your Tekken-ness, I guess.
Yeah, well, I know I said on a previous show, my favorite Tekken is still Tekken 2, and, that's got to say something.
Yeah.
Actually, you may want to talk to our friend GTA/Isaac.
Yes.
Because he's a Tekken 6 player.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I know he played it over here with me. when it first came out, and I'd like to challenge him.
Yeah, but no, I think they've been playing BlazBlue actually.
Let's talk about BlazBlue because
do we have to? Because I know he's gonna rip into it.
Because that game, I had a lot of expectations for it, and it wasn't good.
He doesn't even like preface it by, well, I understand the fighting style, it's solid, and just the character designs are weird, and the fighting didn't really capture me. He's like, no, it's not good.
Well, look, if people want to know my exact opinions, they can read the full review I wrote, and everything you said, Elias, is in there.
There you go.
The art style's weird. The gameplay.
I mean, it's pretty. The character designs are just weird.
It is pretty, but the character designs are ripped off and not creative. The system itself isn't bad. I kind of see where they were going with it, but I don't like it, and that's probably because I'm a Street Fighter player.
Yeah.
And a Tekken player, and I just. Maybe I would have liked it a little more had I played it on the PlayStation 3 with that controller, but it did not work at all with a 360 pad.
Okay.
King of Fighters 12. We've talked about this game a lot, so I'm going to keep this brief. King of Fighters 12 didn't have enough stages, and it didn't have enough fighters. And where the hell was Mai Shiranui?
Yes.
So
you can't have a fucking King of Fighters game without Mai.
It was missing two very important characters.
Yes.
Lefty and righty.
And also, the online mode, it wasn't bad, but it certainly had some lag, which, by the way, Street Fighter 4, despite it winning in this category, it certainly had a lot of issues, too. Not even lag, it's just getting connected to another fighter. So I'm really hoping in Super Street Fighter 4 they can correct that. But, even with a janky online mode, it's still awesome. Fight Night Round 4 was a tremendous boxing game. I think you really enjoyed that too, Elias.
Oh yeah, Fighting Round 4 was badass, but they tried to force you to use a shitty ass control scheme, which definitely lost some points with me.
Yeah, same here.
Even though they later released, the controls from download, which I'm not even gonna pay for that or not. But either way,
I'm pretty sure
that kind of annoyed me.
That is so.
It was so dumb. It's like, oh, you have to use the joystick to punch. It's like. Unlike any other game ever released, it's like there's a reason that we've been conditioned to play this way for years.
Yeah.
It was just dumb.
Yeah.
But yeah, Fight Night 4, in spite of that, was still an awesome game. But none of us here are really into boxing. I mean, we enjoy it, but we're not fans. And it is what it is.
Yeah.
If you love boxing, you'll love Fight Night Round 4. Don't get me wrong, but. Street Fighter 4, I think, just has a more sort of wide or mainstream appeal.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a pick-up-and-play game, whereas Fight Night 4 is not.
Yeah, UFC Undisputed is our next title, and that was another really good game that actually really surprised me.
Yeah, but it's another game that you can't pick up and play, though, that's for sure.
Oh, God, yeah.
That game is technical.
That is Virtua Fighter's technical. I mean, you gotta sit down and spend some serious time with that tutorial. And even after you do that, there are so many things you can do that you just got to learn on your own.
Yeah, pretty much. Still, an amazing groundwork for a franchise that maybe is trying to step forward a little too quickly, but
maybe.
Yeah, it's cool.
But I got to say, it certainly captured MMA better than any other fighting game that I've ever played, because previous attempts at mixed martial arts games have not been real good.
No, basically make a dude tap out.
Pretty much, yeah. So it'll be interesting to see where the franchise goes next year. But anyway, that's another story. So our last title on this list was WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2010, which
2009.
Actually, I just have it listed wrong, but it's actually 2010. But yeah, SmackDown vs. Raw 2010 really blew me away. Certainly the best SmackDown in a long time, which. I thought SmackDown vs. Raw 2009 was also a very good game, and I just expected 2010 to kind of innovate upon that. But no, they really went out of their way to change things up and make it better. So, yeah, excellent game. If you like pro wrestling or fighting games, I think you'll have a really good time with this one.
Okay.
But Street Fighter 4, certainly a well-deserved winner and a game that anyone who likes fighting games should own. So, with that in mind, let's head to our next category. we have the Best Xbox 360 Exclusive. So these are titles that are only available on that console. And the nominees are Halo, ODST, Forza Motorsport 3, Shadow Complex, and Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories. So, who wants to take this one?
Well, I think you guys should, because you have the 360, not I.
All right, Elias, you want to take this one?
Sure.
All right, and our winner is...
Shadow Complex, believe it or not.
Whoa! A downloadable game of the year? I mean...
For Xbox 360. Yeah. It's kind of wild, really.
You know, people love Metroidvania, and we're no exception. Shadow Complex, you know, it really captures a sort of nostalgic time in gaming, but it brings it, you know, it gives it a very modern feel. In spite of being, you know, a 2D sort of exploration, monster killer game. You know, it just really, I mean, it brings it forward into today's standards. It's just one of those games that's easy to pick up and play, and just fun, you know?
Yeah.
Halo ODST...
Let's not go through the list.
I mean, well, I think
we need to at least
probably the only other one that people might, other than Forza Motorsport 3. But I mean, I just don't think that they have as much pick up and play accessibility, you know, as Shadow Complex. Though Forza Motorsports 3 might have more depth. I'll definitely say that.
But we're not racing fans.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a racing fan, you probably have more fun with that. But for Joe Schmo Dude, Shadow Complex is just badass.
Yeah, it's awesome. And I do have to say, as we mentioned earlier, like, as far as exclusive titles on the Xbox 360, compared to last year, it's a little bit weak. I mean, last year you had Gears of War 2, and, Fable 2. That was the other big one. So you didn't have those just two big mega franchises like you did last year. So I feel like that kind of hurt 360 a little bit.
Yeah, that's why I went with PS3 personally. I just thought it had better exclusive titles.
Yeah. All right, well, best PS3 exclusive. We have Infamous, Ninja Gaiden 2 Sigma, Uncharted 2, and Demon Souls. And really, I think the winner it's obvious.
Yeah.
You know, so the winner for best PlayStation 3 game is Uncharted 2. And is there any surprise?
Because that is such a movie experience, you know, like there's never a dull moment in that game. You'll want to like continuously play it from start to finish.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, just the stuff that happens in that game is stuff you will remember. Like, I guess I'll start with this. Like, my favorite moment in that game, and this is hard to choose, but I think actually my favorite is the whole train level where, you know, you start out like in this jungle environment, and as you go forward on the train, like the background ends up changing to like this snow-capped mountain, and you know you're just on and off the train hanging, and it's just such an experience. It's one of those levels that I will always remember and probably hold in high regard as long as I live, and that's a lot, you know, that's a high order. So
and also I think like the characters, like not just like one or two characters, but like all the characters in this game were very memorable. They were very like you either loved a certain character or you like loved to hate a certain character, you know.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
Like they all had their parts and you know they were all acted very well.
And I think that's really owed to the motion capturing they did. You know, the fact that it does use real actors who are actually acting, and I think that you're going to see a lot more games use that in the future.
Yeah. And the game just felt alive, because even though if you were just like running through the certain dungeon or whatever, like you were always with another person, and you guys were always like conversating and stuff like that, you know? So like there was always something going on, either verbally, actiony, emotionally, something like that, you know? So it was really like you were playing a movie.
Yes, definitely.
That's what it felt like, and that was good. It was good.
So what's your favorite moment in the game, Fiji-Ed?
I would have to say the building, the falling building.
Yeah, that's
is one of my favorite parts, and also where you have the car chase scene towards the end.
That was my favorite.
That was pretty badass.
I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, like I'm trying to be like not spoiler.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, definitely, if you have a PS3, you have to play this game.
Yes.
It is one of those must-play games of the year.
Certainly. And I mean, we had some complaints about that game, which, again, read the review on the site, but it certainly deserved to win this category.
Yeah. I mean, whether, you should own it or not, like, maybe that's a little subjective, but you should definitely at least play it.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, next.
All right, best Nintendo Wii exclusive, and it's funny to me that actually the Wii had a lot more exclusives.
Well, you know what that is?
Why is that?
That's because they can't make the same games for the Wii as they can for other consoles.
It's so true.
So they end up with a lot more exclusives.
But
most of the stuff is kind of crap.
It's the quality is what you're looking for.
Well, here's some of the quality stuff that came out.
Yeah.
New Super Mario Bros. Wii, Mirumasa, Resident Evil: The Dark Side Chronicles, Silent Hill: Shattered Memories, Wii Sports Resort, Punch-Out Wii, and Dead Space Extraction. VG Head, you're the only one with a Wii, so why don't you take this?
Okay, and well, actually, Moose Gallon has a Wii too, but
well, yes,
anyway,
but he's not here.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so the best Nintendo Wii exclusive is New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Only because, once again, we think that it has the best innovation out of all the games.
And it has that nostalgia factor, too.
Yeah, I mean, in the straight up, just amazing controls of a Mario 2D platform game.
So, like, even though, like, we already talked about Super Mario Wii, like, earlier during the show, but once again, like, classic 2D Mario gameplay coupled with 4-player gameplay. So, I mean, you can't go wrong with that. So that's why I think it won.
It's madness!
And, Minamasa was also very close. That game is amazing. And, I mean, like, so many people have bitched that, like, dude, this game needs to come to 360 or PS3, but the fact that it is a Wii exclusive is really, I think, almost an underrated big deal for Nintendo.
Yeah. I mean, it's awesome for the Wii. It sucks for people like us who don't have a Wii.
Yeah, definitely. But, and, I've heard Silent Hill Shattered Memories is very good, but, like, I really have not had a chance to take a look at that because it's really so late in the year.
I find out more about that because I haven't actually read a review for that yet.
Yeah, but it's come out so late.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I think that even with that, I think that New Super Mario Bros. Wii would have won, so...
It would have to have been really amazing, and I'm sure I would have heard about it if it was that amazing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So, on the Mario Galaxy 2 next year, and maybe some kind of announcement for Zelda from Nintendo.
Hopefully. Alright, so, Game of the Year.
Oh my god.
Let's run down the list.
Let's do it. This is a large list, fellas. We have Assassin's Creed 2, Batman Arkham Asylum, Brutal Legend, Ghostbusters, Minumasa, New Super Mario Bros. Wii, Infamous Prototype, Resident Evil 5, Borderlands, Dragon Age Origins, Demon's Souls, Dissidia Final Fantasy, BlazBlue, King of Fighters 12, Fight Night Round 4, Street Fighter 4, Tekken 6, UFC Undisputed, WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2010, Halo 3 ODST, Forza Motorsports, Shadow Complex, Grand Theft Auto, Liberty City Stories, and Modern Warfare 2. Whew! That's a list of quality games that have all just come out this year.
Yes.
So that's crazy stuff.
Let's announce the winner.
You want to announce the winner here?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. And the Game of the Year.
Game of the Year is
Batman Arkham Asylum.
Nice. And yeah, we already talked about Arkham Asylum, but I think for this year, that is the one game that you have to play.
I totally agree. That is a game that just...
I think a lot of people were surprised, as, like, just before the game came out, like a few months before, I think people really started taking notice of, wow, this game is really good.
Yeah,
this might really be something.
Yeah, and then the demo came out, and people were like, wow, this game plays really good. And then it came out, and people were like, this game is really good.
Yeah.
And, it was just really surprising. And like you touched on, VG Head, a large part of that, I think, is because it's a Batman game.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Because it makes you feel like Batman.
Yeah, it's like The Dark Knight. Like, who would have expected that to be, like, a film masterpiece?
Yeah.
And then a Batman game comes out, and who would expect it to be debatably the best game of 2009? It's like, man, now, Batman, he's got some legs.
No doubt. I mean, I don't play through many games twice nowadays, and a lot of that is because we look at so many games here on the site, but Batman Arkham Asylum is actually a game where I went back and played it through 2 times. So, and that's before I wrote my review. And, you know, in the end, I just, like, I really debated whether I wanted to give it, like, a 9, 9.5, or a 10. And I was like, you know what? I really enjoyed this game enough to give it a perfect score. So that's, I think, the only game on the site that has gotten a perfect score this year. And, you know, for good reason.
Cool. Yeah, Arkham Asylum was totally awesome.
Yeah, no doubt.
You should play it.
Yes, definitely. If you have not, go out there and get it.
Yeah.
So that's going to do it for Rare Drop Radio for this year, guys. It's been an awesome year of video games and fun times here on the show.
Yeah, I know. We can't wait to see what next year has in store for us. Lots of big names out there coming out. So you guys just have your money ready, have your systems all warmed up, because 2010 is going to be a good year for video games.
Right from the beginning, man.
Yeah,
there's no pause. Like, January, we have quality games.
There's awesome shit coming out, like, just all over the place next year.
January, February, and March, like, all months, I can already name, like, great games.
It's in Final Fantasy 13 March 19? Yeah. No, there was like
I don't know the exact
There was
date.
a specific date that they said.
God of War 3 is in March, I think.
10th. I know that.
Oh, my lord.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Now, I can't think of what's coming out in February, actually, right now. But I know something's coming out in February.
But anyway, yeah, 2010 is going to be a great video game year, so look forward to it. Lots of games coming.
Yes. So, from all of us here at Rare Drop Radio, we hope that you have a Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year. I am Yunfei Lung, along with
Milios
and VG Head.
See you guys in 2010.